Get out! Get out! Get out!
This was the exact moment Luke Bennett became immortalized as UK TikTok's most tragic figure. However, what you're witnessing isn't comedy gold, it's the beginning of the most disturbing harassment campaign in British social media history. Because while millions laughed at his viral "get out" catchphrase, they had absolutely no idea they were watching a man's dignity being systematically destroyed for pure entertainment. But Luke Bennett wasn't always the internet's designated punching bag.
Right, I've just come up with a challenge for you, Luke.
Yeah.
10 seconds. How many times can you say get out? Go.
Get out! 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 Get out!
In fact, he created what might be the most recognizable meme in UK TikTok history. Nevertheless, this same raw creativity that catapulted him to fame would ultimately become the very weapon used to torture him on a daily basis. At the height of his viral fame, Luke Bennett became notorious for bizarre one-liners like "get out my fridge," earning him attention across UK TikTok. As that novelty dwindled, fans began documenting a visible downturn. Cameos that sounded slurred or incoherent, low-effort shoutouts, and awkward performances that felt increasingly exploitative of his declining relevance. In commentary videos, his delivery is often unintelligible, prompting critical backlash and a flood of disappointed viewer reactions. Let's rewind to when Luke Bennett was actually winning big. During the UK TikTok golden age of 2020 to 2021, Bennett stumbled upon absolute comedy gold.
And if I find Cantine my fridge, I'm going to be playing in the Content Ballers rematch, the charity match. Let's just go and see if it's in my fridge, guys.
Ah, Kante, what's in my fridge? What are you doing? Get out! Get out! Get out! Do not come back and do it again. Can't believe you did that, guys.
His Get Out videos weren't just funny, they were genuinely addictive. The way he delivered that phrase with perfect comedic timing made him an instant sensation across the platform.
Boss to the pig, what are you doing in my lodge when I arrive? What are you doing? Stop doing that and get out! Get out! Get out! Get out!
Ah, St. Paul Simon, what you doing in the bin? What are you doing? Get out! Get out! Get out! Do not come back and do not again.
However, what made Luke Bennett special wasn't just the catchphrase itself. The guy had genuine comedic timing that couldn't be taught. He understood intuitively that the key to viral content wasn't complexity. It was strategic repetition with clever variation. Each Get Out video had a slightly different twist, keeping audiences engaged while building his personal brand.
I don't know, I'm glad you're enjoying the content, and yes, I can try for you, mate. What the bloody hell, mate? So there you go, mate. Thanks for the question. Keep in the questions in, guys, in the Q&A section of my profile, and I'll keep answering them for you guys in videos like this if you enjoy this content. So yeah, thank you everyone for the support. I do appreciate it off every single one of you, and yeah, bye everyone.
If you could give anyone any advice who is struggling right now, what advice would you give them?
Well, I'm personally struggling myself, so my nan recently got diagnosed with stage 3 cancer, so I know what it's like if people are struggling right now. The best thing is probably I could give to you is talk with people. Talk with people, and never let it get to you. That's the best thing, because if you don't talk with people, you don't let it bottle up. If you let it bottle up and that, then it'll just get to a point where it's all about mental health and that, so just talk to people if you've got struggling. And I'm here for anyone if anyone wants to talk to me.
But here's where things get interesting, and this is something most people don't realize about the Luke Bennett story. He wasn't just some random guy shouting at people for no reason. He was actually innovating within the TikTok format, creating micro-narratives that felt both familiar and surprisingly fresh.
Right, Luke, are you going to knock out Ginty? Tell him to get out, lad! Get out! Yes, Luke!
I'm Luke. My name's Lou Bennett. I bought back and forth just like I'm playing tennis. Wrist so flooded coming in like a Venice, and I floss so hard they call me the dentist. I jumped on the track of a TikTok Avengers.
The raw numbers don't lie about his success. At his absolute peak, Luke Bennett was consistently pulling in millions of views per video. He was being invited to high-profile collaborations, had legitimate brand inquiries flooding his DMs, and was genuinely respected within the UK TikTok community. Nevertheless, success in the TikTok world is more fragile than glass.
Cheers to the roses there. 500 roses, guys, while I get someone else in the guest request on. Cheers to the rose there. Cheers to the roses there. Cheers to the rose there.
What made Luke Bennett's content work out was authenticity mixed with performance. He wasn't acting when he told people to get out. There was real emotion behind it, real frustration that audiences could sense, but that authenticity would later become his greatest vulnerability.
You doing?
I beg your pardon. We'll get him straight off. Get it!
Then came the moment that destroyed Luke Bennett's life forever. Someone leaked his home address on social media. Now, for proper context, this was during the most absolutely psychotic era of UK TikTok, when audiences treated creators like characters in a video game rather than real human beings with actual lives.
Obviously I'm doing this one as well. I've literally had 2 orders tonight come to my door. One from Four Ways and one from Birmingham. One was 47 quid. Like, I have not ordered the food. Someone's obviously deliberately ordered food and sent to my address, and they're demanding money. Obviously I haven't paid for it, and I haven't ordered it because, you know, that's why I didn't pay for it, because I haven't ordered it. So obviously they apologise on that. But guys, please stop, because today I've had tiles come and 2 people knocked my door with food. Please stop, guys, it's not funny.
What happened next wasn't just harassment, it was systematic psychological torture, broadcast live for mass entertainment. People didn't just visit his house, they literally turned it into a tourist attraction. But Luke Bennett made a crucial mistake that would haunt him for years to come. Instead of immediately shutting down the live streams and calling the police, Luke Bennett initially engaged with the chaos. Perhaps he thought he could control the situation, or maybe he was already addicted to the attention. However, what he didn't realize was that every single response was feeding the beast. The harassment escalated rapidly and relentlessly. What started as 1 or 2 curious visitors became daily pilgrimages of people seeking content. People were ordering takeaways to his house, creating fake marketplace listings using his address, and filming absolutely everything for TikTok content. Unfortunately, this was just the beginning of his nightmare.
Someone's ordered me food from Birmingham now. It's not funny, guys, to be honest. That's 2 tonight, and these tiles. Yeah. Things gone off twice. It's not funny, guys. We'll go here.
But here's what's truly disturbing about this situation, and this is where you can see how social media has completely warped our collective empathy. The more genuinely distressed Luke Bennett became, the more entertaining people found it. His authentic anger and frustration were treated as content rather than obvious cries for help. The psychological impact was immediate and devastating. Luke Bennett wasn't just losing his privacy, he was losing his sense of safety, his ability to exist peacefully in his own home. But the internet machine demanded more content, more reactions, more breakdowns.
I promise that the ending always stays the same, so there's no good reason in make believing that we could ever exist again.
What's particularly cruel about this phase is how calculated the harassment became. People weren't just showing up randomly, they were coordinating attacks, planning specific ways to get reactions, treating Luke Bennett's emotional breakdown as entertainment they were entitled to.
Dad chases a kid down the road with a hammer. Sounds like something you'd hear on the news, right? But it's not. It's happening on TikTok right now. Poor Luke Bennett and his family.
Desperately trying to reclaim his narrative and reputation, Luke Bennett did what every falling TikToker eventually does. He entered the boxing ring. This wasn't just about fighting, it was about trying to transform from victim to victor, from joke to legitimate entertainer worthy of respect.
Luke Bennett and Dean L.M.
Right, Luke Bennett, in Scotland, in Kaz Milligan's house, what brings you to Scotland?
I went for the boxing event on Sunday.
The fight itself became another meme, but not in the way Bennett had hoped or expected. His performance was underwhelming at best, leading to cruel comments about his controller disconnecting and brutal jokes about his fighting abilities. Nevertheless, you have to respect the fact that he stepped into that ring when most people in his position would have hidden away completely.
In the first 10 seconds of the bout. Oh. He's got him. He's wobbled. Luke. Oh, dear. This is incredible, Tyrone. Not only is he wobbled, Luke.
After the boxing failure became another source of mockery, Luke Bennett joined forces with content creators like Three Blokes and Beers. These collaborations provided temporary relief and some genuinely funny content that reminded people why they liked him originally. However, even with supportive friends, the damage to his reputation was becoming increasingly irreversible.
Get out of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
But notice the dynamic in these collaborative videos. Even his friends, who clearly cared about him and wanted to help, couldn't help but make jokes at his expense. Luke Bennett had become so intrinsically associated with being the butt of the joke that even positive collaborations reinforced his position as the group's comedic victim.
For the roses there. Was a spaz called Bennett, he had bright ginger hair. But when he just goes live all day, it's thanks for the roses there. He was massive on social media, he took this up by storm. Now he sits live begging for gifts all day. And watching games.
The Three Blokes and Beers era represents a brief moment where Luke Bennett seemed to find his footing again. The content was actually entertaining, the dynamic felt natural, and for a moment it seemed like he might recover his dignity and career. But the internet rarely allows for redemption arcs, especially for creators who have been categorized as lolcows, people who exist primarily for others' entertainment through their suffering. Luke Bennett was trapped in a box that he couldn't escape from no matter how hard he tried.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee stopped the contest at 1 minute 35 of the first round, as your fighter in the red corner was unable to continue. In favor of your winner, Dean L.M.
The boxing match failure and its aftermath revealed something crucial about Luke Bennett's situation. Nothing he could do would restore his reputation. He could win fights, create better content, collaborate with respected creators, but he would always be the guy who got harassed at his house.
That's brilliant, Luke. That's brilliant, Luke.
Bro, animal print is out of control. It's Red Bull with the big ass bro. I got the clout.
Luke Bennett's next major move was joining the Hustle House, which might have been one of the worst decisions of his entire career.
From a youth, I've had the same plan. Get money, split it with a gang. Get money, split it with a gang.
This wasn't just about bad content creation. It was about surrounding himself with people who saw him primarily as comedic relief rather than a legitimate creator with actual value. The Hustle House era represents the exact moment Luke Bennett completely lost control of his own narrative. He was no longer creating content for himself, he was being used as content by others. The other members treated him like a living meme, and Bennett seemed to accept this role because it was better than being completely irrelevant.
hope that tastes better than your little chip tonight.
You'll have to find out later on.
We'll have to see. Out of 10, I'll give that a 7. Go straight for the chicken. Go grab a bit of chicken. You ain't got your knife and fork, though.
No, I haven't actually, have I?
He's so excited to get a
I'm
beef
too
over
excited
here.
for later on.
Oh, wow. Cheers. Big up the chickens.
But here's where the Luke Bennett story becomes a truly tragic and heartbreaking. Watch his eyes carefully in these videos. You can see someone who's completely lost touch with their own dignity, who's convinced themselves that being laughed at is genuinely better than being ignored. Unfortunately, his audience couldn't see past the entertainment value to recognize the severe human cost.
He licked it so good.
Oh, you've turned to the dark side, mate. Where did it all go wrong?
I know. Money's my god.
Yeah, but what? Do you not care that your missus gets blasted on our
The Hustle House content pushed boundaries that absolutely shouldn't have been crossed. Bennett was eating disgusting items, performing increasingly degrading stunts, and essentially prostituting his dignity for views. Nevertheless, the views kept coming consistently, creating a vicious cycle of degradation and reward.
From a youth, I've had the same plan. Get money, split it with a gang. Get money, split it with a gang. Get money, split it with a gang. Get money.
What's particularly disturbing about this phase is how normalized the degradation became. Other Hustle House members weren't malicious, they genuinely seemed to believe this was just Luke Bennett's natural role, his contribution to the group dynamic.
He's getting a shag tonight, 100%, even if we have to pay for it.
Let's go.
Bash!
And we're all going to pay for it.
Are we? Yeah. What about if he gets one for free? He won't. No, you won't, will you?
You fuck him up in that hotel room, dude.
Hey, Juno.
The psychological conditioning was complete at this point. Luke Bennett had internalized the belief that his only value was as a target for mockery and degradation. Every laugh he got reinforced this belief. Every view validated his decision to sacrifice his dignity.
I'm with a boy. Dropping loose game. Hey, Bennett, what are you saying, lad? Yes, lad, dropping loose game. Come on, boy. You know, I've got him on lock, I'm teaching him the ropes, lad.
But the most heartbreaking aspect of the Hustle House era was how it revealed Luke Bennett's complete isolation. He was surrounded by people, creating content constantly, but he was fundamentally alone in his suffering. The laughter wasn't with him, it was at him. Then came the incident that should have ended Luke Bennett's internet career, and possibly saved his life in the process.
You guys think it's funny, do you? People shouting, come boom down my letterbox. Guys, just having a bit of a break. It's absolute carnage out there. Jamal's over there eating his chicken. We got some free chicken though, haven't we? Yeah, we got some free chicken. Free chicken. I'm chilling on the beanbag.
The tent incident represents the exact moment when online harassment crossed the line into potential attempted murder, and it was all broadcast live for mass entertainment.
The sharp, fam. My people raided Luke Bennett's tent, fam. They locked Luke Bennett in, fam. Man like Luke Bennett's stuck in there. He ain't coming home, bro.
What you're watching isn't content creation, it's a mob surrounding a vulnerable person. The people filming this saw Luke Bennett as so subhuman that they felt completely comfortable putting his life at genuine risk for TikTok views. But the most disturbing part isn't what they did, it's how they meticulously documented it. Luke Bennett is stuck in there. He ain't coming home, bro. These aren't the words of fans or even regular haters. These are the words of people who genuinely don't see Luke Bennett as a real person with a real life. However, what happened next could have ended in absolute tragedy. There's genuinely a scenario where this tent went up in flames with Luke Bennett trapped inside. The fact that it didn't was pure luck, not restraint from the attackers. Unfortunately, instead of this serving as a wake-up call for everyone involved, it became just another viral moment in the Luke Bennett tragedy. But here's what makes this even more disturbing. Luke Bennett continued creating content after this incident. The psychological damage was so severe that he couldn't distinguish between life-threatening situations and content opportunities. Nevertheless, his next move would shock even his most dedicated followers. The tent incident should have been the end of the story. It should have been the moment when Luke Bennett realized that no amount of views or attention was worth risking his life. Instead, it became just another data point in his ongoing degradation. What's most chilling about the tent incident is how quickly it was normalized. Within days, people were making memes about it, joking about it, treating it like just another funny Luke Bennett moment rather than a serious assault. The incident revealed the true depth of how dehumanized Luke Bennett had become in the public consciousness. People weren't just watching him suffer, they were actively trying to harm him and documenting it for entertainment.
This is absolutely disgraceful what happened to Luke Bennett. 50, 60 people around his tent, like kicking his tent and all the rest of it, and even like the lighter business trying to set his tent on fire. What is wrong with people? And cable tied the zip up before they've done it. It's absolutely disgraceful. What's wrong with them? What's wrong with them? They've thrown him around as well, apparently, like calling him all these names, etc. I just don't understand what goes through people's heads. He's there to enjoy himself just as much as everybody else.
This is where Luke Bennett's story reaches its absolute lowest point. Faced with diminishing views and complete loss of dignity, he made the decision to create adult content.
At the minute, just having a bit of food and some other bits later.
I'm excited for tonight.
Yeah, it'll be interesting later.
Big up the gays, you know the rules.
This wasn't just about money, it was about a man so desperately hungry for relevance that he was willing to destroy what remained of his reputation. The Luke Bennett and Bevo collaboration represents the final destruction of whatever boundaries existed between his public persona and private life. However, what's most disturbing isn't the content itself, it's the fact that his audience actively demanded it.
Would you shove out with the bum?
Depends.
I meant a dildo up your bum, by the way.
Aye?
Look at these comments carefully. People weren't just consuming Luke Bennett's degradation, they were actively requesting more extreme content. The relationship between creator and audience had become so toxic that viewers felt entitled to demand increasingly personal violations of his dignity.
What would you do if you were in bed sleeping and Slender Man came in and tried to nick your bread? But can you do it in a Chinese accent while you act it out, please?
I might have a bit of a random question, but I'll get that if you want me to. Slender Man, what are you doing? Are you coming in here trying to take my bread? We're not doing anything. Are you just talking to the girl now?
But here's what you need to understand about this phase of Luke Bennett's career, and this is crucial to understanding how social media destroys people. He wasn't making these choices from a position of strength or even desperation for money. He was making them because his entire self-worth had become tied to online attention. The numbers tell the complete story. His regular content was getting fewer and fewer views, while his adult content was trending consistently. The algorithm and his audience had trained him to believe that his only value was as a object or comedic victim. Unfortunately, this belief system would lead to even more degrading content. Nevertheless, even rock bottom has a basement. Luke Bennett's collaboration with multiple creators for adult content suggests someone who had completely lost sight of boundaries, consequences, or self-respect. The internet had successfully transformed a creative young man into a commodity. What's particularly heartbreaking about this phase is how mechanical it all became. Luke Bennett wasn't creating adult content because he enjoyed it or even because he was particularly good at it. He was doing it because it was the only thing that still got attention. The adult content era represents the complete victory of the internet mob over Luke Bennett's humanity. They had successfully broken him down to the point where he would literally sell his body for the attention he had become addicted to. But perhaps most tragically, even this degradation wasn't enough. The adult content phase was relatively brief, suggesting that even his extreme violation of his own boundaries didn't provide the sustained attention he desperately craved. Today, Luke Bennett exists in a strange limbo between complete irrelevance and lasting infamy. His recent, less engaging content shows a man desperately trying to rebuild, but the internet rarely allows for genuine redemption arcs. His current TikToks promoting products from the TikTok shop feel like watching a former A-list celebrity doing local car dealership commercials.
Morning everyone, hope everyone's okay. So today I've been sending this better all to
Himalayan strategist honey stick type things, as you can see there. And then we've been sent the Better World strategist CMOS Tongat Ali Ashwagandha type things, as you can see there. If any guys can check them out or purchase them, guys, click the link below, check them out and purchase.
Morning, everyone. Today I've been sent this beautiful white shoe cleaner. This is what remains of Luke Bennett's once brilliant creativity, corporate-sponsored product placements that his followers barely engage with. However, even these mundane videos carry the heavy weight of his tragic past. But what's interesting about current Luke Bennett is that he seems to be attempting genuine normalcy. No more degrading stunts, no more adult content promotion, just regular influencer marketing. Nevertheless, his comment sections prove that the internet never forgets and rarely forgives.
Dear Nigel Farage, I want to thank you on behalf of Kimon and Adrian for being an unbelievable employee. They don't build them like you anymore. We don't know where we would be without your data, Farage. We love you to the moon and back, Nigel. There you go, mate.
His cameo videos might be the most telling glimpse into his current mental state. I can't say anything you paid for, but I'm just going to tell you that and still charge you the $20. This isn't comedy, this is a man so detached from normal social interactions that he can't perform basic customer service.
Can we take a quick moment to talk about Luke Bennett? Cheers for the rose, guys. Cheers for the rose. I've 500 more roses. We'll get to it. I'll get to it. I'm saying this as a friend, and I'm saying this with good faith and good heart. It's fucking... It's pathetic, embarrassing, and it needs to stop right now. We don't want to sit and watch you go, please can I have some one-way roses? We love you. We are on your side, Luke. Nobody is out to get you. We are riding out for Luke Bennett. Cal the Dragon's back. Ben AFC's back. Bring back Luke Bennett, son. We don't want to see this that you're doing now. You can make money from the TikTok creator program, bro, so you don't need to be begging. You don't solve anything because you're still getting people on, you're still in your house, and you're still live. And you're saying if people don't want to watch it, don't watch it. We want to watch it. We want it to be good. We just don't want to see this. Even you're bored of it, bro. You're falling asleep in the middle of your lives. It's so boring. Luke, I'm on your side, bro. We're here for you. We're riding out for you. We love it. Bring back Luke Bennett. New Luke Bennett. Get out. Get out. Anyway, I love you, bro. Take it easy. I hope you're good, but this needs to stop, man. Safe.
The cameo reviews are brutal but revealing. People aren't just disappointed with the service, they're disappointed that Luke Bennett isn't performing his degradation anymore. They want the broken man, not the recovering one. What's most striking about modern Luke Bennett is how normal he appears to want to be. The wild hair is gone, the manic energy is subdued, and there's almost a defeated resignation in his demeanor. He looks like someone who's been through war.
If you could give anyone any advice who is struggling right now, what advice would you give them?
Well, I'm personally struggling myself, so my nan recently got diagnosed with stage 3 cancer, so I know what it's like if people are struggling right now. And the best thing is probably I could give to you is talk with people. Talk with people.
What many people don't realize about the Luke Bennett tragedy is how it consumed his entire family structure. His mother, his siblings, even extended family members became unwilling participants in his digital circus. The boundary between Luke Bennett the person and Luke Bennett the content commodity had completely dissolved.
Do your parents know about the OFD? Yeah. What do they say?
It's getting serious now, and I'm taking it very serious.
Because we got enough. Enough is enough, and you stop. I'm going to find you because we got enough evidence now. Whoever the little kids are, I'm fucking doing this. You pack it in.
When your son's internet fame is built on humiliation, what do you do as a parent? Luke Bennett's mother found herself in the impossible position of trying to support her child while watching him destroy himself for strangers' entertainment. Her appearances in his content weren't just awkward, they were heartbreaking glimpses into a family torn apart by digital fame.
So I ain't really bothered about you sending a letter, mate. I ain't really bothered.
I'll tell you what, Stephen, right?
I told you my cousin's a solicitor. I'm seeking advice myself. If you want to carry on, if you want to pursue this further and carry on, my cousin, it's not lawyers. That's bloody American. It's solicitor.
What are you in your car for as well?
The psychological toll on Bennett's family can't be overstated. Imagine trying to have a normal family dinner when your son is constantly live streaming, when strangers show up at your house daily, when every family moment becomes potential content. The Bennett household became a stage set where privacy no longer existed. His younger siblings grew up watching their brother transform from a creative, funny person into the internet's punching bag. What kind of psychological impact does that have on a developing teenager? When your family's surname becomes synonymous with humiliation and degradation.
One from Four Ways and one from Birmingham. One was 47 quid. Like, I have not ordered the food. Someone's obviously deliberately ordered food and sent to my address, and they're demanding money. Obviously, I haven't paid for it.
Even the neighborhood couldn't escape the Luke Bennett phenomenon. Local residents found themselves dealing with constant foot traffic, strangers filming outside their homes, and the general chaos that follows viral internet personalities. Bennett's digital problems became everyone's real-world problems. The ripple effects extended far beyond just Luke Bennett himself. Teachers at local schools dealt with students making Get Out references. Local businesses had to handle increased foot traffic from Bennett tourists, and the entire community became unwilling participants in his internet drama.
Guys, you think it's a joke? People keep coming to my house. I'm outside. I was had to run people down the road. It's not a joke anymore, guys. Leave me alone. Leave my family alone. Stop coming to my house, or else.
Throughout this entire saga, there's an elephant in the room that nobody wanted to address directly: Luke Bennett's obvious mental health deterioration. What we were all watching wasn't just content creation. It was a public mental health crisis being monetized by social media platforms.
As I say, I'm in the taxi on the way home, as you can see. My top's all ripped and that. We was in a booth, and these lads started on us. There's 3 of us in the booth at the time. There's about 7 of them. They dragged me across the booth, started punching me on the head. I've got a lump on my head here, and they punched me in my lip. It's a bit sore here. You see they've ripped on my top and that. They got my mate, they dragged him to the floor, started kicking him and everything. They got kicked out in the end. They tried starting other people as well, by the way. They got kicked out. But honestly, there's just no need for it. Just take for a night out, and these for people looking for trouble. There's just no need for it. I'm on my way home now. But yeah. Also got started to the night, the taxi driver just flipping crashed into another car. So it's caught his bumper and that, so he's talking with the other driver at the minute. So that's going to delay.
Look at the progression of his content over time. The manic episodes, the increasingly erratic behavior, the complete disconnect from normal social boundaries. These aren't character choices. These are warning signs that everyone ignored because they were entertaining.
Anyone to send gifts, people are choosing to do it. You've muted yourself.
Luke, honestly, man, you've changed a lot, man. I won't even lie.
Maybe because I don't take shit anymore?
Luke, honestly, if you had more viewers, your chat probably wouldn't be as bad. Like, if you were actually the way you were before, no one would be calling you the stuff.
I don't think so, mate. I think you still would have stuff.
I think everyone agrees, Luke. Like, honestly, most of these people are just going along with the others. They don't actually mean it. I don't know why you're taking it to offence.
Right, all right. You're not in my position. Okay, you've muted yourself.
Listen, I understand you're getting a lot of hate, man.
Listen, no, let me speak. I've been abused in public for it as well. I've been abused online. I've had DMs and everything. Other TikTokers have been stirring shit up as well.
Listen, Luke, all I'm saying is, if you keep asking for gifts. If you don't ask for gifts, you're therefore going to get more viewers and you'll actually earn more money than what you are right now.
I'm just saying if we hit a goal.
While some viewers expressed genuine concern, they were vastly outnumbered by people encouraging more extreme behavior. The platform's engagement-driven algorithm rewarded Luke Bennett's most unstable moments, creating a feedback loop that incentivized mental health deterioration. Luke Bennett isn't the first content creator to suffer public mental health breakdowns, and he won't be the last. Social media platforms have created an environment where vulnerability is content, where personal breakdowns are engagement opportunities, where human suffering becomes advertising revenue.
Because I think as good as it can be for people to promote stuff, I don't think there's a singularly worse thing for mental health on this planet than social media. I think it can make people feel utterly terrible about themselves. I think it can, it's this thing that people are chasing, you know, is just, I think, so dangerous.
Mental health professionals have been warning about this exact scenario for years. The combination of constant public scrutiny, addiction to validation, and the pressure to consistently produce content creates a perfect storm for psychological breakdown. Luke Bennett became a case study in everything that can go wrong.
You asked me a question, I acted out, you leave straight after, pretty simple as that. Don't take the piss, guys, otherwise I'll just stop the half 10 lives. And this evening, guys, stays for everyone, and goodbye.
When Bennett occasionally tried to address his mental state directly, the response was predictably cruel. Audiences didn't want self-reflection or healing, they wanted entertainment. Any attempt at genuine vulnerability was either mocked or ignored in favor of more degrading content. What's most tragic about Luke Bennett's story is the complete absence of genuine support systems. Everyone around him, from collaborators to viewers to platform representatives, had financial incentives to keep him producing content regardless of the personal cost.
So I'll come to the conclusion, guys. I'm going to stop my 10:30 lives only because it keeps glitching out, guys.
I'm sorry, don't leave me, I want you.
As I was searching this video, Luke Bennett seemed to disappear from social media entirely. Then came reports that he might be facing legal consequences for his past actions. Whether this is related to his adult content, harassment issues, or other legal matters remains unclear. There have been rumors that Luke Bennett is going to prison for a crime he committed, and with Luke Bennett, nothing is ever certain. It might actually be the best thing that could happen to him. Sometimes rock bottom is just a foundation to build upon. The fact that he's deleted most of his social media accounts suggests either legal advice or personal choice to step away from the platform that destroyed him. However, given his history, it's equally possible this is just another content strategy.
Alright guys, well I think we might have lost Bennett. We might have lost Bennett for good. But to be fair, all got to move on at some point and just go our own way. So it's totally understandable.
But here's what we should take from the Luke Bennett story, and this is the real tragedy. Social media platforms profit from our cruelest impulses. Every view on degrading content, every laugh at someone's expense, every share of humiliating footage contributes to the systematic destruction of real people.
We could deal with the takeaways, if you know what I mean, but people creating like fake Facebook marketplace things of me, saying I was selling PlayStation, Xboxes and that. And it was the end of last year. No lie, we had about 85 cars in one day. We had them all lining up all down my street. Someone come from Scotland for a dog. Someone come from Leeds in a removal van for a bed. And you've got to tell them, sorry, it's a hoax. People are trolling.
And what's their reaction?
Some were understandable, some weren't. But what can you do? And obviously, of course,
it's not your fault, is it?
No, we had to get the police involved. And
someone from Scotland for a
someone come, so there's a Premier Inn up the road from me. Stopped in there the Saturday night, the night before, and then come and collected the dog on the Sunday.
Oh, nah, that is.
And then,
Luke Bennett isn't unique. He's just the UK's most visible example of how the internet can transform a creative person into a commodity, then discard them when they're no longer profitable. Unfortunately, his story is being repeated across platforms every day. Despite Luke Bennett's highly publicized suffering, social media platforms have made minimal changes to protect creators from harassment. The profit motive is too strong, the engagement too valuable, and the human cost too easily ignored. The Luke Bennett story isn't just about one man's fall from grace, it's a mirror reflecting our society's relationship with digital entertainment. The comments, the shares, the engagement metrics tell a story about what we've become as consumers of online content. Luke Bennett's experience has been replicated countless times. The comments, the shares, the engagement metrics tell a story about what we've become as consumers of online content. Luke Bennett's experience has been replicated countless times across every major social media platform. The specifics change, different catchphrases, different degradations, different endings, but the pattern remains remarkably consistent.
We'll go here. Hi mate, you okay?
Good, thanks Luke, you?
Yeah, good, thanks mate.
Shout out James.
Yep. Shout out James.
Shout out Theo.
Shout out Theo.
Shout out Aidan.
Shout out to Aidan.
Shout out Dudley Hill.
I beg your pardon. We'll get you straight off. Strange guy.
Perhaps most disturbing is how Luke Bennett's story has inspired imitators, young creators seeing his initial viral success attempt to recreate his content without understanding the psychological price they'll inevitably pay. The Luke Bennett phenomenon has forced difficult conversations about online safety, digital literacy, and the responsibility we have as content consumers. Schools are using his story as a cautionary tale. Parents are reconsidering their children's social media access.
I'm guys enjoying the content, and yes, I can try for you, mate. What the bloody hell, mate? So there you go, mate. Thanks for the question. Keep in the questions in, guys, in the Q&A section on my profile, and I'll keep answering them for you guys in videos like this if you enjoy this content. So yeah, thank you everyone for the support. I do appreciate it off every single one of you, and yeah, bye everyone.
So what's the meaning of Luke Bennett's story? It's a cautionary tale about the price of internet fame and the cost of our entertainment. Luke Bennett started as a genuinely funny creator with a viral catchphrase. He ended as a broken man selling his dignity for diminishing returns.
You guys think it's funny, do you? People shouting, "Come bum down my letterbox, come into my house." Nah, off.
The transformation wasn't sudden, it was gradual, systematic, and profitable for everyone except Luke Bennett himself. Platforms made money from ad revenue, other creators built followings by mocking him, and audiences got free entertainment. But what did Luke Bennett get?
Hope everyone's okay. I just wanted to do a little video. Me and Lucas have broke up. It was best for both of us to go our own ways. Just please be kind to myself and Lucas. Yeah, I hope you all have a good evening.
He got to be the internet's punching bag until he broke completely. However, this isn't just Luke Bennett's failure, it's our collective failure as a society that consumes human suffering as entertainment. The Luke Bennett story continues to influence UK TikTok culture today. New creators rise and fall, following similar patterns, audiences display the same cruel tendencies, and platforms maintain the same problematic incentive structures. But perhaps the most tragic aspect of this entire story is what we lost. Luke Bennett was genuinely creative, authentically funny, and had the potential to be a positive force in digital entertainment. Instead, we turned him into a cautionary tale. There are creators who've faced similar challenges and maintained their dignity, who've built sustainable careers without sacrificing their humanity. Luke Bennett's story didn't have to end this way, but it did, and that says as much about us as it does about him. Nevertheless, if there's hope in this story, it's that Luke Bennett's disappearance from social media might represent the beginning of healing. Sometimes the only way to win is to stop playing the game entirely. Luke Bennett created joy with his original content. The internet transformed that joy into trauma, both for him and for anyone who truly understood what they were watching. Unfortunately, most people were too busy laughing to notice they were witnessing the systematic destruction of a human being. The real question isn't what happened to Luke Bennett, the real question is, what does Luke Bennett's story say about us? And more importantly, what are we going to do differently for the next creator who finds themselves in this position?
I do feel a lot of pressure on social media.
Yeah. Okay?
Yeah.
Oh, babe.
I don't really know why I'm crying. I don't want it to be a sob story and stuff for us.
Because make no mistake, there will be a next Luke Bennett. There will be another young creator who stumbles upon viral success, loses control of their narrative, and becomes the internet's latest entertainment commodity. The only question is whether we'll have learned anything from Luke Bennett's tragedy or whether we'll simply enjoy the show.